Okay, so we are looking at comparing two texts today, and your exam question might refer to this as compare and contrast, or it might just say simply compare. What you are doing is you are looking at the opinions and the points made in two texts about a topic, and you're thinking about where they're similar and where they're different. Most of the time you're going to be looking for differences. Now, there will always be a context. In this case, what we're looking at here is we're looking at an online forum where someone is asking for help and advice about using the internet to buy things. And as you can see here, you've got Sheila, who is asking for help with online shopping, and she's a bit worried about criminals stealing card details and online shops just taking your money, not delivering. And, you know, she wants to potentially buy things online, and you've got a bunch of different commenters replying here. We are going to talk through comparing the first two commenters, so David from Northampton and Sue from Braintree. We're going to look at the ideas that they put forward and the points they make. So pause the video now and see if you can identify the main difference of opinion between David and Sue. Okay, so the main thing you should get out of this is that David from Northampton thinks that shopping online is too risky, and that Sue from Braintree thinks that actually it's okay to shop online. But we need to go a bit deeper, because if we were just to put that down, we'll be ignoring a lot of the other things that David and Sue point out. And your exam question on comparing and contrasting is going to be worth anywhere between 4 and 6 marks. So an answer like that is only going to get us a couple of marks. We need to dig a bit deeper. So let's have a proper look at what David from Northampton is saying here. He says it's okay if you want to do your groceries, but it's far too risky to trust the internet if you're buying something really expensive because it might not arrive. Now that's a bit more detailed than him just saying actually it's too risky to shop online. Because he's actually saying if you're just doing your groceries or something, it's fine. It's when you're buying something expensive that it's risky buying things online. So we'll just jot that down quickly. So there we go. Let's have a look at what Sue from Braintree is saying. Now she's saying here, it's not quite as simple as Sue saying, actually it's absolutely fine, you can buy anything online you want. She's actually saying that Sheila should be careful. She should stick to established websites where she can pick up a bargain, and she should use her credit card instead of her debit card. Which is, again, a little bit different than just saying, well, Sue just thinks that buying stuff online is absolutely fine. So we'll just make some notes of that. So, we have got several different points here. So now we need to think about drawing that all together. So the first thing you're probably going to do is you're going to start by saying, well, David is a lot more cautious about buying things online than Sue. So you could start with something like, and then you might want to introduce one of the points he makes and then contrast it with a point that Sue makes. So I might say, for example, that he thinks it's too risky to buy expensive things online. So what does Sue think? Well, we know that Sue thinks that as long as you use established safe websites and use a credit card of a debit, you will possibly get a card. So there you go. That is how you go about comparing two different statements. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do now is I'm going to ask you to look at the opinions made by Kerry from London and Lisa from Cardiff, and I'm going to ask you to write a paragraph like that one, comparing the opinions that these two people make. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so you should have got something a bit like this. So we've got Kerry, who thinks that people should be using high street shops more. And she's saying the reason why so many shops are closing down is because people are buying too much online. Lisa, on the other hand, the point she's making is that times change. And she actually says it would be nice if local shops stayed open. But she's also pointing out that no one's really got the time anymore to go spend all day shopping, because shopping online is a lot quicker and also it's often a lot cheaper. So there you go. That is how you compare two texts. And don't forget, you are looking for specific things here as well. Okay, so you're looking for specific areas where they either agree or don't agree.